Okay, hello everyone, and welcome to another randomized gaming stream. My name is Random Gamer Ribbon, the editor of Randomized Gaming. I'll just say thank you to our new follower, Kuwa Ochi. Thank you for following us. Very much appreciated, as always. My name is Random Gamer Ribbon, the editor of Randomized Gaming, and we've got a bit of an interesting stream tonight as we are looking at the second of the three Bleemcast discs. So, Bleemcast was, in case you don't know, and I'm going to have to remember this actually, the quick select. I might just take a quick picture when it appears. But Bleemcast was an emulator that basically allowed you to play PS1 games on the Dreamcast, which is really interesting because I think it's one of the rare occasions where we've had an emulator that allowed you to play games from another system on another system. So basically we had a Sony games being played on a Sega manufactured console. Really interesting idea, actually. I mean, effectively, it was just an emulator, but it's still very interesting the fact that the disk drive and stuff were compatible and everything. So yeah, just in crawl, punch, kick, tap on walls, equipped weapon, first person mode. I'm actually just going to take a print screen of that just to remind myself, in case I need it later on. Because as you may be aware, as this is the Dreamcast, this is the only time we see the controls. So I'm just going to do saving game. And yeah, I have got Pacific VMU this time set up so we can... I'm just going to zoom that. Just take a quick cutaway, just in case I need it. The controls in this one are a bit more complex than Gran Turismo, so I think this is using the original controls, not the... MGS-DC, just in case I need it. But yep, so there's the saving game. So we've got bug alert. Bug alert, we can read the bug alert. So just in case you know, when encountering the PlayStation game with Bleemcast, you may encounter one or more of the following weirdnesses: sharp cracks in objects and background doors, the flickering polygons or object shapes that suddenly pop up, objects that overlap or pass through each other, and or a sudden overwhelming urge to sue everyone you know in an evil quest for world domination. In most cases, these bugs are in the game's code that are part of the way the PlayStation games draw graphics, except for the last, of course. One thing you can blame on us is the occasional soft line or near soft line around or near a graphics, a side effect of filtering, unavoidable if you want smooth textures everywhere else. That's fair enough. So we've got the bug alert. So now, this does support the European and North American version. It only supports the base Metal Gear, though. It does not. I did try it with the Japanese Integral release, sadly. It doesn't support that. And I did try it with the VR missions, or the special mission disc, as it was called over here. Again, that isn't compatible, sadly. So without further ado, let's get cracking. So insert game CD. So what you do is basically boot it up. It does this. Now, if you insert the wrong game CD, it doesn't actually boot. So if you insert, say, Metal Gear Solid disc, the special missions as we tried earlier, it will not recognise it. It'll just say continue on the insert game CD, which is quite interesting. So basically, it would not boot anything other than the designated game or revision of it. Now, there is a chance one or two revisions of this game may not be supported. There are quite a lot of revisions of PlayStation games, so... And there's quite a few bug fixes, Italian versions, etc. Japanese. This version says it's not compatible with the Japanese version, so there we go, Metal Gear Solid. So without further ado, let's jump into being Solid Snake. And here we go. Streams a little bit up and down at the minute, I'm just noticing. with the iconic Gears music. But thank you to our latest follower, IK Wuchi. Thank you for following us here at Randomised Gaming. Oh, the stream does look a bit like I'm just going to have to snip off and nip back on. Hopefully that's...
The nuclear weapons disposal facility on Shadow Moses Island in Alaska's Fox Archipelago was attacked and captured by next-generation special forces, being led by members of Foxhound. They're demanding that the government turn over the remains of Big Boss, and they say that if their demands are not met within 24 hours, they'll launch a nuclear weapon. You'll have two mission objectives. First, you're to rescue DARPA Chief Donald Anderson and the president of Armstech, Kenneth Baker. Both are being held as hostages. Secondly, you're to investigate whether or not the terrorists have the ability to make a nuclear strike and stop them if they do.
What's the insertion method?
We'll approach the disposal facility by sub.
And then?
We'll launch a one-man SDV. After the SDV gets as close as it can, dispose of it. From there on, you'll have to swim. High-Tech Special Forces Unit Foxhound. Your former unit, and one that I was a commander of.
So they're still around.
There are 6 members of Foxhound involved in this terrorist activity. Psycho Mattis, with his powerful psychic abilities. Sniper Wolf, the beautiful and deadly sharpshooter. Decoy Octopus, master of disguise. Vulcan Raven, giant and shaman. And Revolver Ocelot, specialist in interrogation and a formidable gunfighter. And finally, in charge of them, Foxhound's squad leader, Liquid Snake.
Liquid Snake?
The man with the same codename as you. The nuclear weapons disposal facility covers the whole island. I'll instruct you by codec after you reach your target.
Anyone going with me?
As usual, this is a one-man infiltration mission.
Weapons and equipment OSP?
Yes. This is a top-secret black op. Don't expect any official support.
So yes, this is Metal Gear on the Dreamcast. Or Metal Gear Solid, I should say, as the Solid is a spin-off series. Spin-off / continuation series of the original games. The original games were released on the NES and the MSX, or admittedly the NESs are actually port of the MSX versions. Yep, so we've got to the new games now. You get to the VR training missions, but these are the ones included with the original game. The additional special disc does sadly not work with, I've got to remember, B is confirmed, so previous operations, I think gives you a rundown of what Metal Gear, it tells you about the original Metal Gear. I'm just seeing how well it looks, an armed fortress. It's not bad actually, the text is quite nicely done out. Called upon the high-tech special forces unit Foxhound to take care of the situation in response to codename Fox was given the best the unit operations include okie dokie. I'm not going to go too much into the detail of Foxhound. We can save that for another game, another video. So the world faces an energy crisis, obviously the supply faster than expected. So, yep, these gains are occurring all in the past now as well. I mean, there are a few graphical glitches. You can see like the lining there. Yes, so this one, Bleemcast does support the Rumble there, any old games. jump pack vibration support. Not that I have a jump pack inserted, but it does say jump pack vibration support on the actual thing. Compatible with VGA box, if I just read it, works with standard Dreamcast controller and steering wheels. I think that steering wheels is a copy and paste error from the Gran Turismo game. Works with the US and PAL versions of MGS. It does not work with the Japanese versions. And it says PAL extended no borders, although that may have some slight issues if they did optimize it. Play NTSC or Japanese games on PAL Dreamcast for full speed gameplay. TV must support PAL 60 Hz. Now, if they're forcing it, I don't know if that may change something. Special briefing. Got the options. So this is the original game options. This is the PS1 games already inserted. The caption, stereo, mono, vibration. I've just switched that off because I don't actually have the vibration on. We've got screen test. We've got key config. So yeah, it's got quite a lot of options. It is quite a nice package. Let's start with, so new games. Let's look at the VR training first. Let's do a few of the VR missions before we begin. Now, these are basically simple missions that are designed to just give you a quick introduction to the game. The VR special training massively improved the number of missions that was offered in Integral. You can see there the visuals of this. Now, this bit's quite basic, so... But it does clean up. Next stage. Let's do a few of these before I go to the main game. Dragoon is more our resident Metal Gear Solid fan. He has played them all. And he's finished Metal Gear Solid 5 and he's done Peace Walker. Actually, ironically, he prefers Peace Walker and Metal Gear Solid 5 to the original games. He has finished the GameCube version of this as well.
Impressive, Snake.
Really, this doesn't really show off the prowess of the Dreamcast, but the training area anyway.
Impressive, Snake. Impressive, Snake.
Now, Metal Gear Solid, I think, was probably a hugely successful game. Well, it was a hugely successful game for Konami in the PS1. It was a game that really showed what PS1 could do in the right hands as well. And it was a break from a lot of other games at the time. You had a lot of action games, and all of a sudden you had quite an interesting stealth explorative game. Admittedly, it is based on the NES and the MSX game, so it's not technically a new concept, but it was just, I think, you hadn't really seen much like this before in the West. You had Thief the Dark Project, I think, at this point. Just see, it was Thief. I think Thief the Dark Project was out by now, or was that slightly later? Yeah, it was December 1st, so it was probably in development when they were making this. But yeah, I mean, visually it holds up fairly well. I mean, it's not the... It's good for the PS1, I should say. a lot of these early 3 games have dated, but I'm just seeing Metal Gear Solid. I think its release is 98 worldwide. I don't think it was a 97 release in Japan. It wasn't actually released till 99 so 98 in Japan. And it didn't hit it reached our shores in Europe. So technically it didn't release till after the Saturn was dead, because there was talk of there being a Sega Saturn's version, but by then the Saturn was well dead, sadly. Of course, it was developed by Konami Computer Entertainment in Japan, and it was published by Konami. Published Konami worldwide. Right, so let's do some infiltrating on this one. God, those guards are pretty dumb.
Who's that?
I bet someone to go, snake, snake! Those guards have fallen asleep.
What was that noise?
Impressive, Snake.
Now I've actually got Bleemcast set up. We've got a new Dream VMU specifically for Bleem. You can actually see the logo. It's got Bleem flashing. It's got Bleem for Dreamcast, which is quite nice while standing. Sneak under the cameras. I need to probably get a bit of practice, because I don't actually. I don't play this series that much. I quite like Peace Walker. I did play Peace Walker for a bit, but not much. Crouch to hide behind low.
Impressive, Snake.
I think we're nearly on the last one. I think this is it for the training. Follow them if discovered. Okay, so we'll be followed if we're discovered.
Who's that?
I think this is the last one, actually.
Huh? Whose footprints are these? Who's that?
I should crawl across the guy so he can't see my footprints. Come on, I'm right in his field of view.
Impressive, Snake.
Is there a stage 10 or is that it? Sensitive sound. Use the sound to lure them. Knock on walls.
Huh? What was that noise? What was that noise?
I pressed R. This R to right trigger and B to knock on the walls. Got to remember that.
Impressive, Snake.
Before we get into the main game, I won't do too much more of the training, although I do need to get ahead for the goal while using all this. Shout for the searchlight. Okay, this is probably the last one, I guess. The search camera found me. But yeah, so the sound so far, the sound is very good, and visually it's definitely been tasked up. I think Gran Turismo probably looks slightly better, Gran Turismo 2, but to be fair, Gran Turismo 2 is a much later game than Metal Gear Solid on the PS1.
Yeah!
Stage 10 clear.
Impressive, Snake.
I guess that's all the training mode done. Does that unlock anything? So training mode, we've got to unlock the time attack. So there was 10. So we can time attack on any of the stages. Just create a save. Yep, let's save in memory. Format, okay, yes. Complete, okay. That's all the time text. So we have the new get. Let's go for the main game. I'll let the intro play out. I won't speak during the intro, but you get an idea of the visual. So do have a look if you're aware of how the game looks normally. Take a look, take a gander and see how it looks. I'll let the intro play out.
Stay alert. He'll be through here. I know it. I'm going to swat down a couple of bothersome flies.
This is Snake. Colonel, can you hear me?
Loud and clear. What's the situation, Snake?
Looks like the elevator in the back is the only way up.
Just as I expected. You'll have to take the elevator to the surface. But make sure nobody sees you. If you need to, contact me by codec. The frequency is 140.85. When you want to use the codec, push the select button. When we need to contact you, the codec will beep. When you hear that noise, press the select button. The codex receiver directly stimulates the small bones of your ear. No one but you will be able to hear it.
Got it. Okay, I'm ready to go.
Now, just to see and get an idea of the visuals, just going to do... So that we can see how much has been upgraded. So, well, you can see the guard there. The guard's a bit of a... just missing a standing there. But yeah, you get the idea. You can actually see those chains really quite clearly, and they are actually wobbling. In the PS1 version, they guarantee they're not going to look anywhere near as good as that. But you can see they're actually moving. Got the water as well. I mean, it is very impressive. You can still see some elements of texture warping. I think the texture warping in the water is intentional. But there's a lot more solid surfaces. I mean, there's still quite a few moving ones. It's not quite as stable as it could be, but it definitely looks a lot more like, say, a Saturn game would, because the Saturn obviously didn't have texture warping to the degree of the PlayStation. In fact, some games had very smooth textures. You actually realise how much detail is in the original Metal Gear. You can see all the things like the rafters and stuff. All the light sources. It's definitely... So the select button is down on the D-pad in this one.
Snake, you have to crawl to get through there. First, crouch down by pressing the crawl button, and then use the directional button to crawl in the direction you want.
Be careful, though. Crawling is slow and you can't attack when you're doing it either.
You can stand up by pressing the crawl button again.
It's actually Jennifer Hale in this one, so they obviously got a good voice cast for the original. I know David Hayter they got a bit fed up with, although he's actually pretty good. Although, admittedly, in Metal Gear, if you know the plot about Metal Gear Solid 5, having the big boss with a different voice for the most of the game makes sense. Curses. Translated by Jeremy Bloss Ballastine. No, the some of the plot in Metal Gear does go what I'd call off the deep end. Metal Gear Solid 5's actually got quite a good plot, and Peace Walker did, but there are a few bits of Metal Gear Solid. Metal Gear Solid 5 is quite badly unfinished, and you can see that.
Snake, don't forget this is a covert operation. There are lots of bad guys and only one of you. If you're spotted, you'll be surrounded before you know it.
If that happens, you're finished.
First, go to the elevator in the back, take it up to the ground floor, then look for the DARPA chief.
But yeah, I know Metal Gear Solid 4 has a bit of a wacky plot. Metal Gear Solid 5 Peace Walker is quite good plots. They're more self-contained. Metal Gear Solid 4, I know what you mean, some of the elements of the plots are a bit bonkers and a bit fan fiction, and I think they sort of corrected it for some of the few of the later games. Yeah, now one interesting fact is Hideo Kojima is not the creator of Metal Gear. He was just the one that was given it to finish it, and they expected the game to basically be a failure and not do very well, and he actually completed it. And he turned it into his franchise. But yeah, he didn't actually create it, he was just given it and finished it for the original MSX one. But yeah, it must look pretty nice, considering the fact this is a PS1 game.
It's Snake. I'm in front of the disposal facility.
Excellent, Snake. Age hasn't slowed you down one bit.
Thanks to the VR training I did on board the Discovery.
How's that sneaking suit working out?
I'm nice and dry, but it's a little hard to move.
Bear with it. It's designed to prevent hypothermia. This is Alaska, you know.
Take it easy, I'm grateful. If it weren't for your suit and your shot, I would have turned into a popsicle out there.
An anti-freezing peptide, Snake. All of the genome soldiers in this exercise are using it.
I see. I'm relieved to hear that. Already tested, huh? By the way, how's the diversionary operation going?
2 F-16s just took off from Galena and are headed your way. The terrorist radar should have already picked them up.
Behind D. Colonel, what's a Russian gunship doing here?
I have no idea, but it looks like our little diversion got their attention. Now's your best chance to slip in unnoticed.
The original Metal Gear is more a sneaking game, the later ones have a bit more action. Metal Gear Solid 5 is much more an action game over a sneaking game, I would say.
There are only 18 hours left until their deadline. You've got to hurry.
Wow, you must be crazy to fly a hind in this kind of weather.
Who's that?
Oh, sorry. I haven't introduced you to yet. This is Mei Ling. She was assigned to us as our visual and data processing specialist. She designed your codec, as well as your Soliton radar system. Contact her if you have any questions about either of them.
Nice to meet you, Snake. It's an honor to speak to a living legend like yourself. What's wrong?
Nothing. I just didn't expect a world-class designer of military technology to be so cute.
You're just flattering me.
No, I'm serious. Well, I know I won't be bored for the next 18 hours.
Come on. I can't believe I'm being hit on by the famous Solid Snake. But I'm surprised. You're very frank for a trained killer.
Looks like we both have a lot to learn about each other.
Yeah. I'm looking forward to learning about the man behind the legend. But first, let me explain about your Soliton radar system. The bright dot in the middle is you, Snake. The red dots are your enemies, and the blue cone shape represents their field of vision.
Be careful, Snake. The genome soldiers have highly developed senses of hearing and vision due to their gene therapy. Make sure you don't let them see you.
First, I want you to infiltrate the disposal site and look for the DARPA chief.
The DARPA chief was injected with the same GPS transmitting nanomachines as you.
He should appear on your radar as a green dot.
Get whatever information you can from him about the terrorists. If he's alive, that is.
Yep.
Snake, your radar isn't affected by the weather, but if you're discovered by an enemy, you won't be able to use it.
Yes, it gets jammed easily, I'm afraid.
Yes, it's all made from currently existing technology. You won't be able to use it in an area with strong harmonic resonance, so be careful.
We'll be monitoring your movements by radar, so contact us by codec anytime you want.
Got it. I'll call if I'm feeling lonely.
Seriously, Snake, we're here to back you up, so call if you need some information or advice.
I'm also in charge of your mission data. Contact me if you want me to record your current status. My frequency is 140.96. It's a dedicated frequency for saving data. Don't forget it.
Remember, except for your binoculars, you're naked. You need to arm yourself with whatever weapons you can find.
I remember. First I'm strip searched by Dr. Naomi here, and then all my weapons are taken away. Imagine yourself put in that position.
Well, if you make it back in one piece, maybe I'll let you do a strip search on me.
I'll hold you to that, Doctor. By the way, sorry to disappoint you, but I did manage to smuggle out my smokes.
How did you do that?
In my stomach. Thanks to the shot you gave me that suppressed my stomach acids.
Cigarettes? How are those going to help you?
You never know.
Yeah, that's a bit bonkers that he's got cigarettes in his stomach.
If you want to get in, there's the front door. It's the fastest way, but there's too much risk of being spotted by the enemy.
I can't just knock on the door and ask them to let me in. There's one sentry on the left and one on the right. They're armed with 5.56ers and pineapples.
What about the air duct near the door? There should also be a duct on the second floor.
I can't see it from here.
I'll let you decide the best COA. I'm counting on you, Snake.
So what was Mei Ling's frequency?
Snake, your mission is to infiltrate, not to fight. Don't let the enemy see you. You didn't waste any time in getting spotted, did you? Too bad. Looks like your cover is blown. Proceed with extreme caution. First, you've got to rescue the DARPA chief. Infiltrate the building in front. Look for some way to get in.
You caught Snake?
Just doing a quick save.
Snake, remember what the Gaul said. The graveyards are full of indispensable men. Snake, you're all alone and surrounded by bad guys. Try to be careful and avoid getting into a fight whenever you can.
You're right. Wow, you know all sorts of great quotes, don't you?
Well, both my parents are from Guangdong, China, but I was born and raised in America. I've always liked reading literature from both sides. Kinda keeps me in touch. I'll share some more quotes with you if you like.
I'm looking forward to it. But to tell you the truth, I'd like to learn more about you.
Well, I'll think about it.
He's a bit of a ladies' man in this one, isn't he?
What was that noise?
A surveillance camera?
Oh no, Snake, get off the wall. Yep, there's gonna be... Okay, here we go. Snake, Snake!
Snake! What happened? Snake! Snake!
Got a surveillance camera. That one's quite heavily guarded, that entrance. And the other one got the rations. Whoops a daisy.
Surveillance camera?
Yeah, you get shot to pieces in this, okie dokie. I would prefer the action approach, but I've got to be stealthy at the start. Lots of snake whenever you die. So that occurs across all the series. Snake, snake, talk to me, boss. As I say in Metal Gear. Security cameras can be irritating.
Surveillance camera?
He's fallen asleep. You get some calls at some really inopportune times. It's just...
Sorry, the Soliton radar won't work in a narrow space. Too much harmonic resonance. The radio waves produce interference and we can't analyze the topographic data. Try to hang on until you get to a more open space, okay? Don't give up, Snake.
Oh, what's a Metal Gear? What's it? Metal Gear Solid. Infamously, one of the call signs is the codec frequency.
Snake, when you enter a narrow space, you'll automatically go into intrusion mode. Press up on the directional button to go forward, and down to retreat backwards. You can also press right or left to face either direction. Advance while hiding yourself. Pay attention to the enemy's actions, and make sure you're not discovered.
But be careful. You can't attack while you're in intrusion mode either.
And even if you go into intrusion mode while you're being chased, the enemy's grenades will still follow you. Snake, first you've got to find the DARPA chief. Look for clues.
Got to look for the DARPA chief. That doesn't end well. Spoilers, I know, but I think everyone knows the plot of a 1998 game by now. The GameCube version is actually very impressive. The GameCube remake, but it was only ever on the GameCube, never reissued. So, ooh, we've got a rations box in there. Still see a bit of texture warping. It does hold up very well, I will admit, and the Bleemcast does make it a very nice version to play. We can look around. I mean, it does make you feel like you're trying to sneak into a base, probably more so than some of the later games. My gripe with the original Metal Gear is the combat is awful. The close combat is terrible, trying to beat up people and fight people. Okay, what are we going through there? There's another grid. Quite a few guards in there, for sure. But yeah, so far, very, again, Bleemcast, I mean, it plays well. Actually, you control via the analog stick. The D-pad is used to represent some of the missing buttons.
Snake, this is McDonald Miller. It's been a long time.
Master, what are you doing here?
I quit being a drill instructor, so I moved out here for some peace and quiet. I'm in retirement, just like you. Once in a while, I still help train the Alaskan Scouts.
Passing on the skills to a new generation, huh?
Campbell told me about the situation here. I thought I might be of some use.
There's no one I'd rather have in a foxhole than you.
Well, I know lots about survival in a harsh environment. I've lived in Alaska longer than you. So call me if you have any questions about the flora or fauna out here. My frequency is 141.80. Those mice are Alaskan field mice. Don't worry, they can't hurt you. Wild field mice don't have a thick layer of fat, but they can still survive the bitter winters here without hibernating. They dig tunnels under the snow. That's where they stay warm.
Survival specialists, huh? I should learn from them.
But there's a dark side too. Sometimes the males will kill and eat offspring that's not their own.
To ensure the survival of their own genes, right?
Yeah, pretty brilliant program, huh? If there are mice, that means there must be an exit somewhere. Follow the mice.
Spoiler alert, that might not be the real Master Miller, hence why they're actually the same voice actor as Liquid Snake. Got an underwater section.
If there are mice, that means there must be an exit somewhere. Follow the mice.
Merely the whole fact that Liquid Snake is Miller is one of the slightly odd off points in the story. It's like, surely you'd recognise the fact his voice is different and things like that. Okay, here we go. Probably call me Chan. What to say? I've actually brought up a thing with all the codec frequencies. Interestingly, Meryl Silverberg's codec was only ever on the back of the box, which was an interesting hint. I wanted to save. Oh, got to select and up on the D-pad to call.
Sorry, the Soliton radar.
Disc 1. I am using my original copy of Metal Gear Solid on the PS1. I have not actually played that far through it, so hopefully the disc isn't. A lot of these PS1 games we got were always quite scratched, so hopefully it's operational. Ooh, don't want to move.
Use the elevator to change floors. There should be a cargo elevator that you can take down somewhere around there. Try to find it.
Okay, let's investigate further.
Good. You've got yourself a weapon. To use it, first hold down the R2 button to enter weapon mode. Then select the weapon you want with the directional button. After you've selected the weapon you want, let go of the R2 button to exit weapon mode. The weapon you selected should appear in your hand. To use the weapon, follow the directions displayed in the window. If you use the R1 button, you can equip your weapon more quickly. While you're barehanded, press the R1 button to equip the last weapon you used. Press the R1 button while you're holding a weapon to be barehanded again. Don't fire your gun needlessly, or you might be discovered. If you had a gun with a suppressor, it would be a different story. If you have any questions about weapons or equipment, you should ask our military analyst, Nastasha. Her frequency is 141.52.
Yeah, there are a few bits of, as you say, any old games of slightly iffy dialogue. One for 1.52.
This is Nastasha Romanenko. A pleasure to work with you, Solid Snake.
You're the nuclear specialist that the Colonel mentioned?
That's me. You can ask me anything about nukes that you want. I am also a military analyst, so I have an extensive knowledge of weapon systems as well. They asked me to participate in this operation as a supervisor from the Nuclear Emergency Search Team. I was happy to accept. We must not allow terrorists to get their hands on nuclear weapons of any kind. I hope I can help you to stop them.
You're a tough lady.
Those terrorists are serious about launching a nuclear weapon? The world cannot stand by idly and allow that to happen, and neither can I. Unfortunately, all I can do from here is provide you with information.
Hopefully that'll be enough. Another soldier here wouldn't make a difference anyway. It's good to work with you, Nastasha.
Same here, Snake.
Yeah, I mean, generally the dialogue's pretty good. I think there are a few bits that are sort of a little bit clumsy, but it's actually pretty good. See if we can get through. I think there's an achievement for getting through the game without or sort of rewards for not killing people. Lots of calling in this, so
Snake,
be prepared.
use the elevator to move from floor to floor. To call the elevator, press the button on the nearby control panel by pressing the action button. The elevator should show up in no time.
No, I didn't want to press that.
Snake, use the elevator to move from floor to floor. To call the elevator, press the button on the nearby control panel by pressing the action button. The elevator should show up in no time. that?
Oops, didn't mean to do that. That was me trying to fiddle around there. I shouldn't have done that.
What's wrong? Snake! Snake!
Yeah, as you say, there are multiple endings, aren't there, any old games? And each one gives you a couple of different unlocks. I've actually got the integral version as well, which I was hoping would work with this. The integral version is the Japanese release. And the VR missions as well. Sadly, they don't work with this, so it's only the base game that works with Bleemcast, which is a little bit disappointing. Integral is also the better version as well, as a couple of improvements, the Japanese release, so... I'm the same call as before.
Use the elevator to...
Yep. Use the elevator to change worlds. Yeah, that's not exactly the most strenuous advice there. Roy, he's actually... I mean, most of the characters in this are based on a load of the films, so he's based on the commander from Rambo. Solid Snake... Solid Snake is, of course, based on Snake Plissken from Escape from New York and Escape from LA. A lot of the photo art was taken from various things as well. It is holding up well, that I will say. Okay, now we're in here. But yeah, I actually realised there's quite a lot of detail for a PS1 game, so that's actually... You can see the various buttons on the... Yeah, no, I wouldn't say it's the first cinematic game, as we had all the sort of FMV games that came before it. And there were quite a few other sort of games sort of early that were very cinematic, but I think this is probably the first sort of... And even the earlier Metal Gears, but I would say that... traps in the floor, have we? I've got no idea where I'm going at the minute. Probably should call the boss, so to speak. Oh, that's an instant game over. Oh.
What's wrong? Snake! Snake!
Try one of the other floors. Yeah, I guess I could say that it's an early example of a game that's very similar to a movie in that regard. That's always what Kojima was going for. Now, was that B1 where I was at? I wasn't sure what button I pressed before. Okay, this is...
Look at the radar. It's picking up the DARPA chief. He's the green dot. Hurry and rescue him.
Got a short rescue attempt with the DARPA cheat, that I will say.
Snake, if you want to go up or down a ladder, just press the action button by the ladder.
Oops, no, I don't want to press that again.
Snake, if you want to go up or down...
I can press the action button to go up. I've got to find the DARPA chief here, so we're navigating all the...
Oh, kind of damn cold. I hate Alaska. Boy, oh boy, that woman is built all right.
It's definitely a game that had a very sort of modern feel to it. I will say it was. I mean, when it came out, it was definitely. There are a lot of elements of this that you would expect to see in games now that weren't really in games of the time. But it handles really well. It's handling really well on the Dreamcast. Aside from the fact you have to ignore all the button presses. When they tell you, oh, press X, Y, Z, it's like, no, that's not the button, sadly, because we're not playing the game how it's supposed to be played.
Is that a woman? Not yet.
Snake, the DARPA chief's signal is coming from somewhere in that area. Isn't there some place to drop down? Take a look around in first-person view mode.
First person view mode. Okay, let's but it's not very smooth, I will say. There we go.
Who's that?
I'm here to save you. You're the DARPA chief, Donald Anderson, right?
You here to save me, huh? What's your outfit?
I'm the pawn they sent here to save your worthless butt.
Really? It's true. You don't look like one of them. In that case, hurry up and get me out of here.
Slow down. Don't worry. First, I want some information about the terrorists.
The terrorists?
Do they really have the ability to launch a nuke?
What are you talking about?
The terrorists are threatening the White House. They say if they don't accede to their demands, they'll launch a nuclear weapon.
Sweet Jesus.
Is it possible?
It's possible. They could launch a nuke.
How do they plan to launch? I thought this place was just for keeping the dismantled warheads. They shouldn't have access to a missile.
What I'm about to tell you is classified information. Okay? We were conducting exercises with a new type of experimental weapon. A weapon that will change the world.
What?
A weapon with the ability to launch a nuclear attack from any place on the face of the Earth. A nuclear-equipped walking battle tank.
Metal Gear. It can't be.
You knew? Metal Gear is one of the most secret black projects. How did you know that?
We've had a couple of run-ins in the past. So that's the reason you were here at this disposal site?
Why else would I come to a godforsaken place like this?
I had heard the Metal Gear project was scrapped.
On the contrary, It's grown into a huge joint project between Arms Tech and ourselves. We were going to use this exercise as raw data and then proceed to mass production. If it hadn't been for the revolution.
Revolution?
Rex has fallen into the hands of terrorists.
Rex?
Metal Gear Rex. The code name for the new Metal Gear prototype. They're probably already finished arming the warhead they plan to use with Rex. These guys are pros. They're all experienced in handling and equipping weapons.
Hey! Shut up in there, will ya?
But I thought that all nuclear warheads were equipped with safety measures. Some kind of detonation code that you have to input.
Oh, you mean PAL? Yes, of course, there is a PAL. It's set up so that you need to input 2 different passwords in order to launch the device.
There are 2 passwords?
Yes. Baker knows one, and I know one.
Baker? The president of Arms Tech?
That's right. Each of us needs to input our password, or there can be no launch. But they found out my password.
You talked?
Psycho Mantis can read people's minds. You can't resist.
Psycho Mantis?
One of the members of Foxhound. He has psychic powers.
This is bad.
It's just a matter of time before they get Baker's too.
If they find out Baker's password...
Yes, they'll be able to launch a nuke anytime. But there is a way to stop the launch.
What?
The card keys.
Card keys?
They were designed by Arms Tech, the system developers, as an emergency override. Even without the passwords, you can just insert the card keys and engage the safety lock.
And if I do that?
Yes. You can stop the launch.
That card key.
So where are the keys?
Baker should have them. Listen, you need 3 card keys. There are 3 different slots to put them in. You need to insert a card into each one of them.
Okay, 3 card keys. Do you know where they might be keeping Baker?
Somewhere in the 2nd floor basement.
2nd floor basement?
I heard the guards say they moved him to an area that has a lot of electronic jamming.
Any other clues?
Yes, they cemented over the entrances, but didn't have enough time to paint them. Why don't you look for the areas where the walls are a different color? Here, take this. It's my ID card. It'll open any level 1 security door. It's called a PAN card. It works together with your body's own electrical field.
Personal area network, huh?
It transmits data using the salts in your body as the transmission medium. As you approach the door's security devices, they'll read the data stored in the card.
And the doors will open automatically. Gotcha. Okay, I'm gonna get you out of here.
Wait a minute.
What is it?
You haven't heard any other way to disarm the PAL, have you? From your bosses or anyone?
No.
Are you sure you haven't heard anything?
I just said no.
So does the White House plan to give in to the terrorists' demands?
That's their problem. It has nothing to do with my orders.
But what about the Pentagon?
Pentagon? What is it?
Hey, what happened?
That is Fox Die. You basically have a virus in you that kills
Naomi,
members of
the
Fox
chief.
happen.
What happened?
I don't know. It looked like a heart attack, but
A heart attack? No,
Colonel, are you hiding something from me?
absolutely not. Snake, you've got to understand. This op is security level red. You need the highest security clearance to get access to the complete file.
You want me to believe that you're in charge of this op, but you don't have complete access to the file?
I told you, the Secretary of Defense is in operational control. I'm just here as your support. Snake, we don't have time to debate. Get out of there and find President Baker.
Just killed one of members of Foxhound. That's basically Snake. For those who don't know, Snake has a virus in him that basically means he's poison. And there's Meryl escaping as well. But yeah, the plot... Oh, come on.
Don't move! So you killed the chief, you bastard! Liquid? No, you're not. Don't move!
Is this the first time you ever pointed a gun at a person? Your hands are shaking. Can you shoot me, rookie?
Careful, I'm no rookie.
Liar. That nervous glance, that scared look in your eyes. They're rookie's eyes if I ever saw them. You've never shot a person, am I right?
You talk too much.
You haven't even taken the safety off, rookie.
I told you I'm no rookie!
You're not one of them, are you?
Open that door. You've got a card, don't you?
Why?
So we can get the hell out of here!
Looks like we'll be a little delayed.
What are you doing? Don't think. Shoot! What are you waiting for? Shoot!
Don't talk to me like a rookie!
I'm telling you,
Shoot, Meryl. Shoot, Meryl. A bit slow shooting she is in this part. Was that Meryl saying snake? Yeah, it's actually slightly annoying that she... Because the view button is too similar to the thingy one. Okay, but she's got to be really quick. Actually, what's my health? Should I take a ration pack? No, I think I'll be good. Let's just see. Come on, Meryl, open the door.
What are you waiting for? Shoot!
Don't talk to me like a rookie!
I'm telling you, shoot!
And the guy's ass is blurred out in the background there. Is that them all? Just neutralise all the terrorists.
Thanks for the help.
Wait! Who are you?
You fool! You've killed him!
I'm sorry, sir.
His mental shielding was very strong. I could not dive into his mind.
Now we'll never get that detonation code.
Boss, I have a good idea.
That's a cool comedy thing. Should we call Meryl right away? 140.15.
Good girl. Just like that.
But yeah, basically he's got a virus in him that will kill all the Foxhound members, and that was the octopus specialist who's hiding.
Naomi, I just had some kind of hallucination. Is it from the nanomachines?
No, Snake. The nanomachines are functioning properly.
So what was it?
It must have been psychometric interference coming from Psycho Mantis, Foxhound's psychic. Think of it as a mental feedback loop.
So that was Mantis.
Can't actually go back into the cells. Can you climb back through?
Huh?
I see, that's locked over. Okay, so we can't go back. The game won't let us go back. Actually, probably should just call Mei Ling at this point. Admittedly, this great MGS. Yeah, Psycho Mantis does actually turn up in Metal Gear Solid 5 as a younger person as well. 149.60. He's probably one of the better. This is quite a cool cutscene, especially because he could read your save files. So.
What's up, Snake? Snake, listen to what Lo Chi said. He who knows that enough is enough will always have enough. Just because you see an item doesn't mean that you always have to get it. If you don't really need it, think twice before you stick your neck out. It might not be worth it.
Yes, there's another proverb about greed, isn't there? Well, especially if you're too similar thing. If you especially overly greedy, that can be your downfall. Let's give Meryl a call, shall we? What is she? 140.15. 140. You can do this at any point because you do get a code on the back of the box. In fact, you only get her code on the back of the box. You never get her code in game. Just confirm it is 140.15. 140.15, yep. But yeah, Psycho Mantis was actually, there's some good villains in this one. Actually, you get some really good villains in the first one. Some of the later ones didn't quite have some. So we can't go through there. At least I've got a weapon so I can start shooting stuff. But yeah, I mean, this is looking like pretty much like a straightforward Dreamcast port of a PS1 game. And there were quite a few PS1 games, Dreamcast games that looked pretty bare bones, and this basically actually looks like basically how you'd be sort of a standard Dreamcast port of a PS1 game. So it's actually really nice, this. As I said, I think probably Gran Turismo looks a bit better, but it's playing well. I've got full control. Sure, it's getting a little bit used to the controls, but other than that, the controls are a little bit odd. So I think B2 is where I want to go. Great music for the suspense as well. Bit where you've got booby trap 4 sections, is that so you avoid only walk through the building in a specific way to avoid. But yeah, I mean, I can't fault the controls on this, they are very good. Equipped opens all level 1 security doors. I can't find a level 1 security door. Oh, there we have one. Grenades. I haven't used any of them yet. But basically, yeah, that was the secret guy that we bumped up. Basically, one of their agents. So one of the Foxhound is now dead. The guy who. Level 2. The guy who's the Master of Disguise is dead because he didn't realise we had Fox die in us, which is basically a virus that will kill any members of Foxhound that we come into contact with, which is what she gave you at the start when she said she gave you some anti-threezing thing. She was telling a porcupine. That's level 5 door. Yeah, I mean, if you didn't know otherwise, you would think this is like a cheap Dreamcast port of the game, but no, it's a proper. It's just the PS1 version running under emulation, and it is running really well. I think let's just close the doors, isn't it? Oh, let's go back. Guessing one of the doors up the top is now accessible. Now we basically killed all the personnel, and there's still got some around here. Just trying to avoid alerting them to our presence. Any of interest in this room? Admittedly, now we've got chaff grenades. There's still a little bit of texture warping, more so than like, but I think that's obviously a downside of the PS1 version. They've basically got a full the Dreamcast into replicating games like the PS1 would. It is playing very well on the thermal goggles, okay. think this might be the exit way. Was this the way to enter here from the exit? Because there were two ways on the start. This is we could.
Press the action button to drop down. Press the act.
I mean, it keeps the suspense going. It does play very well. Rations. Can't. Yeah, I've got full health at the minute, so I don't need it. Drop down. You can actually see the you can actually see the camera. Yeah, you can see the camera there. That is quite impressive. Now maybe I do have to go up through that there. That's investigate. I don't know the layout of the bit the building that well. This is the furthest I've ever actually played into Metal Gear myself. I know Dragoon's finished it. I have never actually finished it. I've never used to play this one that much. Now hopefully this isn't leading outside and I need to go through one of the doors, but let's have a look, see if it is leading us outside or not. Oh yeah, you can see the stuff in there. Don't get me wrong, they have built the building, the sort of level design very cleverly to match the actual structure, which is... I wouldn't say I've missed out because I'm not actually a big fan of these. I mean, I've seen Dragoon play through it. I watched him play through it many years ago on the GameCube version. I was never actually a big fan of these sort of sneaky games. This one's quite slow pace and the combat is dreadful at points. The close combat is awful. You can't like take people down. In fact, close combat was an issue up till about Metal Gear 5. They had some weird ways. I remember Metal Gear Solid 4 or the online mode. You had to crouch down to zap people. It was really silly. It was like, who does it this way? You wouldn't do this in real life. This guy's a combat specialist. There were always issues with certain flows of how things worked. And the storytelling at points... The first one's got quite a good story. A couple of the later ones, they go what I call off the deep end. So the story gets a little bit silly for its own good. Oh, this is the upper platform, isn't it? Yep. Damn it. Okay, where is the game going to throw me back to? Is it going to throw me back to my save or is it going to throw me back? Going to throw me back here. Okie dokie, so let's turn around and go back the way we came. I did wonder if this was the entrance way, but I thought we'll just see where it is. Just in case. But yeah, the design was very clever and you can see why it was such a popular PS1 game. And the music's actually quite good for the setting as well. I will actually try and do the GameCube version at some point. I might, if I get a chance to look at this, actually do a comparison of all the different versions of the original Metal Gear. No, I didn't need the rations because I'm at full health. Sneak through more. I can see why. I'm certainly enjoying it. The story's sort of going at a pace. I mean, I do remember a bit of it from when Dragoon played through it. Ooh, ooh, ooh. And so I know about Fox Die and stuff. Soakum suppressor, so yep, suppressor for the Soakum weapon. Okay, so that helps. I think the suppressors wear out over time, as I recall in this one, so I don't want to use them too much now. So that's the suppressor. I've got access. There's got to be a door around here somewhere, which I need to use. Where am I actually supposed to go? Okay, where's... Let's call the...
Snake, Psycho Mantis has the power to read people's minds. He got the DARPA chief's detonation code. Hurry up or he'll get Baker's code too.
That's right. If the terrorists get Baker's code, they'll be able to launch that nuke anytime they want.
Yeah, they'll use Metal Gear to do it. Colonel, did you know they were conducting a military exercise here using Metal Gear?
I didn't know.
Really?
Snake, you've got to understand. I'm just the middleman in this operation. Anyway, hurry up and get to the second floor basement. You've got to save the Arms Tech president before the terrorists find out his code.
Okay, I guess we've got to go down again because basement, second floor base. Yeah, I mean visually it looks like it would do on the PS1. Slightly smoother as well. It looks, as I said, it looks more like if this was just an unupgraded Dreamcast port. Okay, so where's the door? This is B2.
walls that were cemented over should look slightly different. Look at the walls carefully in first-person view mode. Try to find the walls that have a different pattern.
Oh, yeah.
Did you try hitting the wall? Maybe it'll sound different too.
Those C4 explosives you've got should be able to destroy the walls that were cemented over. The walls that were cemented over.
Okay, so I'm looking for placement walls, basically. That's what I'm looking for. That's cracked. Is that one that's cemented over? Oh, that looks like that's been cemented over, doesn't it? And circle to detonate. Okay, into the compound we go. She got two walls. Will that blow them both up?
Am I too late? He's alive. You're the Arms Tech president, Kenneth Baker, right? Don't worry. I'm here to save you.
No, don't touch it!
C4.
Oh, it's the revolver Ocelot fight.
Right. Touch that wire, and the C4 will blow up along with the old man. So you're the one that the boss keeps talking about.
And you?
Special Operations Foxhound. Revolver Ocelot. I've been waiting for you, Solid Snake. Now we'll see if the man can live up to the legend. This is the greatest handgun ever made. The Colt Single Action Army. 6 bullets, more than enough to kill anything that moves. Now I'll show you why they call me Revolver.
It's time for the first boss fight.
Draw!
The Robot Ocelot, of course, is actually...
Draw! Hiding won't help you. I understand the bullets you see. I make them go where I want. Hiding won't help you. I love to reload during a battle. There's nothing like the feeling of slamming a long silver bullet into a well-greased chamber. All right, I'm alive again. Let's go.
Oh really? If you do that, you blow up him up, so he can't even go into the...
You idiot!
That's quite fun. Your own stupidity stops the terrorist plan. So what's down the end of the corridor then? Is that a bonus room? Sniper turrets. I might as well get rations. Yeah, so there's not much point actually to let them take me out. Yeah, surprise bot. Well, in theory, Ocelot knows. In theory, Ocelot knows. In theory, Ocelot knows that you're just a clone of Big Boss.
Are you okay? Snake? Snake?
In fact, Ocelot knows more about your past than you probably do, but he's not going to let you know about it. I think that's part of the thing. But yeah, the fact there's all the stuff with the... Especially if you played Metal Gear Solid 5, where Ocelot's actually one of your team members. His character is actually a little bit too different these days. Although the end of Metal Gear Solid actually just save this here. Jamming. Oh, I can't access the comm link. But I know that Metal Gear Solid 4 at the end's a bit bonkers, so we've already...
It might.
Draw!
Someone who's supposed to be a highly trained gun advisor, he's not actually the best shot at this point. He's sort of like Ocelot's sort of an old man at this point.
I love it. All right, I'm alive again. Let's go. You better hurry up. Don't you? Hiding won't help you.
The only one who has to
I love
reload.
the smell.
Come on, Ocelot, stop running.
But to you, it'll be the smell of your own death. Wait a minute.
I need some ammo now.
Hiding won't help you. Wait a minute.
Come on, Ocelot, your time's nearly up. Just that's running. Got him.
You're pretty good. Just what I'd expect from the man with the same code as the boss. It's been a long time since I had such a good fight, but I'm just getting warmed up. What? My hand! Stealth camouflage. Can't you even die right? You were lucky. We'll meet again! Who are you? I like you. I have no name. That exoskeleton.
Gray Fox lives.
Can you talk?
Who are you?
I'm not one of them. The DARPA chief told me he gave them his detonation code. What about yours?
Oh, I get it. Jim sent you. You're from the Pentagon.
Answer my question. What about your code? There's no time.
I talked.
What? Now the terrorists have both codes and can launch any time.
It's not like I didn't fight. I managed to resist Psycho Mantis's mind probe.
He couldn't read you? How'd you do it?
Surgical implants in my brain.
Surgical implants?
Kind of like a psychic insulation. Everyone who knows these top secret codes has it.
Even the DARPA chief?
Of course.
But the DARPA chief said Mantis got his code by reading his mind.
Are you sure you heard him right?
Yeah, I'm sure. In that case, how did they get your code?
I never had any training on how to resist torture.
It looks like he had some fun with you, all right.
Oh, he's not human. I tell you, he loved every second of it.
What happened to your arm?
He broke it.
Looks like you're more than even now. His was sliced off.
Ha, you're a funny man. So the DARPA chief, is he okay?
Dead.
What? Can't be. No, that's not what you promised, Jim. Now you want to shut me up?
Calm down. What's wrong with you? I just told you I was here to save you. I didn't kill the DARPA chief. He had a heart attack or something.
A heart attack? Oh, don't be a fool.
Anyway, the terrorists have both codes now.
Those boys are totally insane. They wouldn't hesitate to launch.
I agree, but what do they really want?
Oh, who knows? Maybe they're like us in the arms industry, always looking forward to the next good war.
Well, I'm not gonna let these maniacs start a war today. You still have the card keys?
Card keys?
To override the detonation code. I heard you had them.
No, not anymore.
What? Who does then? Not the terrorists?
No, that woman.
Woman? Who?
A soldier that was thrown in prison along with me.
A female soldier, it must be.
She said she had just joined up as a new recruit. They threw her in prison because she refused to take part in the rebellion.
A new recruit? Could that be the Colonel's niece?
I gave her the key. Looks like she managed to break out of here, though. I hope she's okay.
I'm sure she is. She's green, but as tough as they come. But how did you know she escaped?
I was in contact with her by codec. Until I was tied up here, that is.
Codec?
Yes, she stole it from the guard. If she still has it, you should be able to contact her.
I'm sure she still has it. What frequency was she at?
Oh, yeah. Let me tell you, it's... Oh,
Sorry, I forgot.
Damn!
Oh, that's right. It should be on the back of the CD case. Try to contact her.
I'll contact her right away. But tell me, if this doesn't work, is there some other way to prevent the missile launch?
You need to find Hal Emmerich, one of my employees.
Who's that?
The team leader of the Metal Gear Rex project. A genius at engineering, but a little bit of an oddball. If there's anyone who can figure out how to stop Metal Gear from launching, it's him.
What if he can't come up with anything?
You'll have to destroy it. Emmerich knows how to destroy Metal Gear.
Where is this Emmerich?
Well, he's probably being held somewhere in the nuclear warhead storage building. It's north from here. That's where he worked.
I understand, but why Metal Gear? The nuclear age ended with the turn of the millennium.
Oh, you're wrong. The threat of nuclear war isn't gone. In fact, it's greater than it's ever been. The amount of spent nuclear fuel and plutonium is increasing even today. Listen, have you ever seen a warehouse full of nuclear material?
No.
Drums and drums of nuclear waste stacked this high, as far as you can see. Because there's still no real way to dispose of the stuff.
So they just close the lid and try to pretend like it'll go away?
Essentially, yes. And they're not even doing a good job of storing it. Many of the drums are corroded, with nuclear waste seeping out of them.
Unbelievable.
Not only that, but several pounds of muff are reported every year.
Muff?
It stands for material unaccounted for. It proves that there's a large and well-organized black market in nuclear materials. Furthermore, since the end of the Cold War, Russian nuclear engineers in particular are out of work with no way to turn. In other words, there's plenty of available nuclear material and scientists for making a bomb. We live in an age when any small country can have a nuclear weapons program.
What about the other superpowers?
Russia and China still maintain a significant nuclear presence. Complete nuclear disarmament is an impossibility. To maintain our own policy of deterrence, we need a weapon of overwhelming power.
You mean Metal Gear?
Yes. You know our industry suffered quite a blow as a result of the cuts in military budgets due to this so-called peace.
I remember hearing a lot about mergers and takeovers among the big weapons makers.
Yes, and after my company lost their bid to produce the Air Force's next line of fighter jet, the Metal Gear system was our last ace in the hole. That's why we pushed to have Metal Gear developed as a black project.
Black project?
Secret projects paid for by the Pentagon's black budget. You can avoid a lot of red tape and get a great lead time on your weapons production. And no one can bother you. Not even those bleeding heart liberals on the Military Oversight Committee.
Bribes.
I prefer to think of it as good business. Anyway, Metal Gear was going to be formally adopted after the results of this exercise were analyzed.
I don't give a crap about you and your company.
Yes, that's about what I'd expect from a grunt like you. Here, this is what you came for, right?
What's that?
An optical disc. It's all here. The main hard drive was destroyed by gunfire. This is the only remaining copy of the data.
What kind of data?
All the data collected from this exercise. Don't play dumb. I know you were sent to get this. I hid it from that sadistic maniac while he was torturing me. They don't know this disc exists. Make sure you report this to Jim. To your boss. I'll give you my card too. It'll open up all security level 2 doors.
Can you walk?
No. No, you go on without me. They got my password. They don't want anything else from me.
I have one more question. Who or what was that ninja thing? It looked like you knew something.
That ninja? That was Foxhound's dark little secret.
Dark little secret?
An experimental genome soldier.
You know him?
You should ask Dr. Naomi Hunter from Foxhound. She knows better than I.
Naomi?
You've got to stop them. If it goes public, my company and I are finished.
What? Doesn't Metal Gear use currently existing technology?
Metal Gear itself does, but... What? Those Pentagon bastards! So, they actually went and did it!
What are you talking about?
They're just using you for...
Again, Fox died.
What the hell? Colonel, are you listening? Now he's dead too.
I have no idea.
Don't lie to me.
It looked like another heart attack, but...
Some kind of poison?
Well, there are lots of drugs that can cause a heart attack in large doses. For example, potassium chloride or dioxides, but we won't be able to tell without doing an autopsy.
Damn!
Snake, I want you and Meryl to work together.
Can I trust her?
More than you can trust me. Get in contact with her.
More than you can trust
Snake,
me.
there's a lot of electrical interference coming from there. It should be okay if you do burst transmission like us, but normal transmission is probably impossible. Try moving away from that area.
Snake, get a hold of yourself.
Naomi, what the hell was that ninja thing? A member of Foxhound?
No.
Are you sure?
Yes, we have no one like that in our unit.
Is that right?
Snake, I'm counting on you.
Yep, you're being lied to in this one, Solid Snake. That's the first boss battle with Ocelot. Okay, right, what was Naomi's call sign again? 9-6, isn't it?
Snake, you can't use your radar in that area. There's some kind of electronic jamming coming from there. I wonder what it is. Anyway, be careful.
But yeah, I'm surprised how well this is holding up on the Dreamcast. It's definitely got quite a few improvements. I mean, it is a really nice emulator, so... I mean, it's a shame Bleemcast didn't do more, but of course Sony shut it down. I'd actually ask the guy involved if he was responsible for any of the sort of features they did on the PS2.
Be careful, Snake.
I'm interested in seeing how the PS2, with its smoothing and fast loading, compares. So it's on the back of the CD case, 14015. That was basically, so basically if you've got an emulated version, that's the one thing that's a bit troublesome, accessing the Meryl call sign. Can't call her yet. Can't open any of these doors yet either. So we can get through here without getting shot. Especially want to try and get those without the C4 and the health without getting shot. Let's try that again.
Snake, what happened? Snake! Snake!
But yeah, again, the loading is really quick. Interesting, the save seems to go to the reset points as well, so it doesn't save your exact location. So again, using the there's actually quite a few bits where you need to use the view camera, basically. It's level 6 security. You can now access some of the more of the secret areas. But again, as I said, it's really nice to see Bleemcast. I must admit, it's actually it is playing really well. I think okay, the controls they put on analog, so you are missing some of the functionality. But yeah, okay, so this is we've now suddenly got the troops come back. Level 4 door.
It looks like the place is protected by infrared sensors. Somehow you'll have to make it past the beams. If you have any questions about weapons or equipment, you should ask our military analyst, Nastasha. Her frequency is 141.52.
So ask Nastasha again. Right, I'm a goner. No, I don't want to call. I'm a goner. Sometimes rushing doesn't always work.
Snake! Snake!
I'll probably find I've lost the... Okay, yeah, it does save your progress up to the room you've entered. Okay. Stashes again, it was 1 for... Stasher 14152. Smoke, yep. You've got to crawl through those. Oh, actually do a smoke. Yeah, why not? Let's do the classic smoking. That was That's 5. Avoid the guards. Oh, damn it. The- laser wires are irritating. Yeah, having to equip the card all the time is actually quite an irksome thing. We've been in that one. I think it's just the one room for the gun, yeah. Oh, careful, don't stop there, Revan. Let's go to... No, this is B2. Let's try B1. Six. That's one, but some bullets for the SOCOM. More bullets for the SOCOM. Oh, I should come in here earlier. I really need them as the boss fight with the first boss fight with Ocelot gives you the extras. Okay, so I need to head up to, guessing floor 2 then. I do get a slight Resident Evil feel with this in some elements. Now this is the PAL version. I'm interested to know how whether this is running at 60 or 50 hertz actually. It says PAL 60, but whether it's actually 60 frames a second, I don't know. I assume the game's running at 30 frames. Mine detector. Okay, so this. Now, surely he should be following me into this room, but let's do a quick call to Roy. Or do I need to call Meryl?
The DARPA chief and President Baker. So now the terrorists know both detonation codes.
Yeah, and on top of that, they both died right in front of my eyes.
Snake, now that the terrorists have both detonation codes, the only way to stop a nuclear launch is to either use the detonation code release keys that Meryl's holding, or
find the Metal Gear chief engineer that President Baker mentioned, Hal Emmerich.
In any case, you should contact Meryl by codec. Wasn't her frequency written on the back of the CD case?
So can we actually call her now? I tried calling her a bit earlier and it wouldn't let me. You'll just have to wait till a certain cutscene.
Who are you?
I was really impressed with the way you busted yourself out of there.
The one from the prison?
You're the Colonel's niece, Meryl, right?
No, it's not him. Just exactly who are you?
I'm the fool that your uncle sent all alone into the middle of this whole mess.
You came by yourself? You think you're some kind of one-man army?
I don't need lectures. You're just like your uncle, you know?
How do you know my uncle?
We go way back.
What's your name?
My name's not important.
Aha! Could you be Snake? Are you Solid Snake?
That's what some people call me.
The legendary Solid Snake? You? Sorry about before. I wasn't sure if you were one of the good guys.
But I knew you were.
How?
It's your eyes.
My eyes?
They're not soldiers' eyes.
And they're rookies' eyes, right?
No, they're beautiful, compassionate eyes.
Oh, just what I'd expect from the legendary Solid Snake. You trying to sweep me off my feet?
Don't worry, you'll land back on them once you meet me. The reality is no match for the legend, I'm afraid.
Oh, I don't believe that.
Why did you look so surprised when you saw my face?
Because you look just like him.
You mean the terrorist leader, Liquid Snake?
Yeah, you know him? You're not brothers, are you?
I have no family.
So what's the deal then?
Who knows? Why don't you ask him? But first I want some information. You were involved in this exercise from the beginning. What exactly happened here?
I'm sorry. I was captured along with President Baker right after the terrorist attack.
That's okay. But what is this place? I don't think it's just a nuclear weapons disposal facility.
Boy, oh boy, it's just like them. Nobody told you anything, did they? Okay, you see, this place isn't really for disposing nuclear weapons. This base is owned and operated by a dummy corporation of arms tech.
This is a civilian base?
Right, for the development of Metal Gear.
Colonel.
Foxhound and the Next Generation Special Forces were called here for the test launching of a dummy nuclear warhead.
Why Foxhound?
Because they're a special ops group used to handling top-secret missions. They figured they could help keep it all hush-hush.
But we must have fired nuclear warheads before. Why just this time?
I heard it was because this was to be a final test before the formal adoption of the Metal Gear program. Well, that's what I heard anyway.
Sounds kind of fishy. So what do you think the terrorists want?
Sorry. I'm not sure. I was captured with President Baker right after the revolt started.
Oh yeah, that's when he gave you the detonation code override keys, right?
That's right.
Amazing you were able to keep him hidden from the guards.
Well, women have more hiding places than men. Anyway, you met Baker, huh? How's he holding up?
He's dead.
What?
Heart attack. Same as the DARPA chief.
The chief died from a heart attack too?
Yeah. Was either of them sick or anything?
No, not that I heard of.
Well, I don't believe in coincidences. Something funny's going on.
Sounds like it, but I have no idea what.
Me neither. Yet. Do you know the person who designed Metal Gear?
You mean Dr. Emmerich?
Yes. Is he still alive?
Probably. He should be in the research lab in the second floor basement of the nuclear warhead storage building to the north.
Second floor basement?
Yeah, that's where his lab is. I think they're forcing him to work on the nuclear launching program.
So they'll need him alive until that's done anyway.
then we better do something before he finishes.
You're right. In case we can't override the detonation code in time, I need to ask him how to destroy Metal Gear.
You plan to take that thing on by yourself, Snake?
It won't be the first time.
Ah.
What's the best way to get to the building where the doctor is being held?
There's a cargo door on the first floor of this building that leads to the north.
What's the security level of the door there?
5. But it's okay. I've got a level 5 card.
Well, I've got to go save the doctor. You should go.
I'm going with you.
No way. You're still too green. I want you to hide somewhere.
I'm not green.
Oh, yes, you are. You pause for just 1 second in front of your enemy and it's all over. Good luck doesn't last forever.
I don't know what happened. I just couldn't pull the trigger right away. I never had any problems in training, but when I thought about my bullets tearing through those soldiers' bodies, I hesitated.
Shooting at targets and shooting at living, breathing people are different.
Ever since I was a little girl, I always dreamed about being a soldier. Every day of my life, I've trained my mind and body for the one day when I could finally see some real action, and now...
So what now? You want to quit?
I can't quit. I can't allow myself to quit now.
Listen, Meryl, everybody feels sick the first time they kill someone. Unfortunately, killing is one of those things that gets easier the more you do it. In a war, all of mankind's worst emotions, worst traits come out. It's easy to forget what a sin is in the middle of a battlefield.
But this isn't a war. It's a terrorist action.
You're just a little jumpy from the combat high. The adrenaline in your bloodstream is starting to thin out. Just take it easy.
But I learned all about combat high at the academy.
We'll talk about it later. For now, just think about keeping yourself alive.
If I get out of here alive, I'll think about that other stuff.
Okay. Let me try to say this another way. Stay the hell out of my way.
You're a real bastard. Just like my uncle said.
Huh. I told you. The real me is no match for the legend.
It looks like you were right. Okay, Snake. I'll be a good girl.
We'll link up after I grab the doctor. Then we'll take care of the detonation code override.
Gotcha. But listen, I know this area better than you. Call me if you have any questions.
Be careful, okay?
After I open up the cargo door, I'll contact you.
Okay, so there are an awful lot of quite long cutscenes in this, I will say that, but that was always part of the Metal Gear. This will get into action quite quickly, unlike some of the later ones that do take a lot longer. The cargo door is below me, but I need to knock that guy. That's where I got the left the rations here, didn't I? Yeah, I made a bit of a balls up there. I should have contacted her a little bit quicker. Now I assume that calms down. Hopefully they forget where I'm hiding. Assuming not that they're not still straight active when I come back straight down. Sometimes you will get that in some games, like the enemies still.
Snake, I unlocked the cargo door for you.
Thanks. Where are you?
Where I can see ya.
Don't move around too much.
Don't worry, I'm disguised in this enemy uniform.
You won't be for long with the way you walk.
What does that mean?
Nothing.
Listen, Snake, the cargo door is like an airlock. It's equipped with infrared sensors. Be careful. If an intruder is sensed, gas is released.
Gas?
Okay, so we'll meet at the nuclear warhead storage building.
Wait, you said you'd stay put and be a good girl.
I changed my mind.
Don't get careless. That's when things always turn sour.
Sorry, but this is the only way I can figure out whether or not I'm cut out to be a soldier. I gotta get my hands dirty.
These guys are professionals. You're gonna get yourself killed.
See you there.
Okay, so she's got the level 5 card and can open the doors. Rod. Not how I should be playing Metal Gear, but oh well. I'll shot my way through half the guards.
Be careful, Snake. That airlock is set with infrared sensors. You probably can't see them with your naked eyes, but there are infrared beams coming out of that wall. Touch any one of them and the doors will seal off and the place will be flooded with poison gas. Somehow you've got to get through without setting off those sensors.
Thermal. That's what I've got to be using the thermal goggles for, aren't I? Dokey. Oh, they're up and down. Ah. Oh. Oh dear, game over for me. Game over for Snake. Oh, one last bit. Whitey Gamer Mac, thank you. Thank you for following us here at Randomised Gaming. Much appreciated. Give this another one. I will try to get... We've looked at Gran Turismo 2. We have looked at this one, the Metal Gear one. I will try and obtain a copy of the Tekken 3 one as well. But thank you for the follow, Whitey Gamer Mac. Alright, so... Yep, cool. Oh, crud. Never mind. I'm probably going to finish in a second because it's midnight here in the United Kingdom. Thank you for the follows, guys, on tonight's stream. Everyone enjoyed this look at Metal Gear Solid on the Dreamcast. It's the PS1 game running via Bleemcast. Right, so why? I see there's a door. Natasha again. I've got a browser just from. Natasha is 141. Natasha room. 141. 52. I wonder if they're slightly based.
This is Nastasha Romanenko. A pleasure to work with you, Solid Snake.
You're the nuclear specialist that the Colonel mentioned?
That's me. You can ask me anything about nukes that you want. I am also a military analyst.
I've already had this dialogue. Try calling again.
A Snake, that room is set with infrared sensors. You should be able to see them if you had some smoke. Cigarette smoke or something.
Sorry, but these are smokeless cigarettes.
You mean those cigarettes that are designed to cut down on secondhand smoke? Oh, well, don't worry. If you blow the smoke in the direction of the infrared sensors, you should be able to see them. That was a good idea, bringing the cigarettes, but don't smoke too much. Cigarettes make you weak in mind and body. They are bad for you.
You can actually use the cigarettes as well. Oh, damn it. Cigarettes or infrared goggles, basically. Right, one last shot.
What's wrong? Snake!
The depth perception on this is a little bit tricky actually, this bit. Also be a little careful with how you run, so it's a little bit difficult to judge the height of the things as well. Okay, those last two are slow, okay. Now there's the old, I forget you've got the old cardboard box. The classic cardboard box. Yeah, thanks again YT Gamer Macca for joining us. Right, so this Metal Gear Solid on the Dreamcast. Oh, there's mines there. Oh. It's definitely holding up well, I will admit. Do check out all our content on our YouTube channel, and of course we've got a whole host of videos now on our Twitch channel, so literally I move forward once you can start going.
Snake, be careful. There are claymore mines around there. Use a mine detector.
Who are you?
Just call me Deep Throat.
Deep Throat? The informant from the Watergate scandal?
Never mind about that.
You're not using burst transmission. Are you nearby?
Listen, there's a tank in front of your position waiting to ambush you.
Who are you anyway?
One of your fans.
Gray Fox, that is. That's Gray Fox. I've got a mine detector. You've got to check the rooms actually before you start going. Actually progressing. So where was the mine detector? Oh, yeah, there it is. I was going to say for a second I thought it hadn't.
snakes don't belong in Alaska. I will not let you pass.
Did the fight with Raven already?
Send him a message.
I do remember saying this is quite a short game as well.
That's right. You belong on the ground. You should crawl on the ground like the snake you are. Come, let's fight.
Takes you out of a single hit, does he? Did that one last shot against the boss. Well, so the calls aren't too bad in this one. Some of the later games you get constant calls, so... Tricky boss fight. Yep. I've got shooting from range, which is a bit irritating. I thought.
I think you might be able to fool the tank's electronic systems with a chaff grenade.
Okay, that's what we've got to use the chaff grenades for. The mine detector. I put the chaff grenade over. Press open. It's basically grenade fire by the looks of it. go. I'm supposed to blow myself up, but...
See how you like this.
And the tank runs over you. At least I can see throwing the chat at it. Right, ladies and gentlemen, that's where I'm going to leave it tonight. Thank you all for watching. Thank you to our followers, and thank you to people who... Thank you to Any Old Games for joining me on stream. Thank you to our new followers, Ikuochi and Whitey Gamer Maka. Thank you very much. Hope you enjoyed this look at Metal Gear Solid. I will do something on the Bleemcast on the YouTube channel as well at some point. So do check out the Randomised Gaming YouTube channel as well, and check out our blog as well. Thank you all for watching. My name's been Random Gamer Riven, the editor of Randomised Gaming, and I'll be doing more streaming again next week as well. So I'll be doing it at 10 o'clock as always. Thank you all for watching and following. It's certainly been quite an interesting one. We've done the two of the three, so I just want to get to the third one now. Cheers, Any Old Games. Thanks for joining. Yeah, no, it's getting close to 1 a.m. in the morning. I think now's a good time to wrap up. But thank you. It was quite good fun as well. I think it's actually a very good... one to play. Definitely worth getting if you want to play Metal Gear on the Dreamcast. It actually holds, it does look and holds up really well, so certainly makes it look better than the original PS1 version as well. It's quite interesting. I'm definitely going to do some comparison tests on this at some point when I get a chance. But thank you all for watching, guys. In the meantime, I wish you a good weekend, and I'll probably be back Monday again streaming as always. Don't know if I'll do anything in between, but I will get a video out on the YouTube channel as well. I might have a quick video on one of these actually, just so we can get a feel. But that's it from me. I'll see you all next week. But do keep an eye out on the Randomised Gaming YouTube channel, etc. And thank you again to all the followers, everyone. See you all next week.